Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Hanging with Mangg, episode 418. And yes, I am still obsessed with Factorio. That's just the way that it is. That's just the way it be. It's too good, man. It's too freaking good. And I haven't even gotten to, like, the randomizer yet and stuff. I mean, whew, boy. Gonna be a lot of Factorio in the future. I've just found another game in my repertoire that is all-consuming, like Cataclysm and RimWorld. So that's good. I've got this mod here that adds, like, AI-controlled vehicles to make it like an RTS almost. But I'm not really sure why you would use a mining vehicle instead of a drill. What's the benefit? Unless it mines just, like, absurdly fast. I mean, it's definitely faster than a drill to mine. I guess if you have, like, a fleet of them just running over the ore fields over and over and just dumping off in a depot, I guess maybe. What a weird way to do it. Because you can set paths for them because they're AI controlled, so you can just set a route and they'll just do it forever. I guess I already have 100 copper ore right here. It takes 2 seconds for a drill to get a ore. Whereas I'm getting like 4 a second or something like that, so I guess maybe that is worth it. I mean, this is the Mark II version. The Mark I was not too impressive, but maybe. Very interesting, because you can build depots, and it'll automatically just slurp items out of them, and then you could just pass them off. Alright, well, let me try setting that up, I guess. Research the depot, and let's see, path remote controller. I know, now we're just playing Factorio. This isn't even hanging with Mangg. So I have it just go here and go here. I think it'll just do that. Okay. And now it should just do that over and over. And if it goes over the coal, it'll just slurp it up as fuel. Well, yeah, up to 100, and then... Okay, I mean, I probably could have come up with a better path than that, but there you go. And then you make the depot out of a bunch of shit. A lot of iron. Stone bricks. Bunch of iron. Bunch of more iron. I just want to see. I don't know. We could do we could do a playthrough where we don't have any drills. No drills allowed, only mining vehicles. Probably wouldn't be that bad. Or maybe it would be really shitty. I don't know. But look at it go. I mean, it's cool to just see. Come over here and just see a vehicle just mining for you. So then we set a depot. I don't know where we... Okay, and then you go up here and you say you want copper ore. You know, whatever, 300, doesn't matter, because it'll just dump it off each time. It should. Oh, slurp, there it is. Haha. And then you can just... Like, getting it out of this, there's haulers, I think, but otherwise you could just set a inserter onto a... or multiple inserters. There you go. And then you just merge this in, although, I mean, we have a lot of copper. I don't know why I picked copper. There's probably much better ways to get the ore out. I think you can set it up so that it just slurps into haulers. And then you can take the haulers elsewhere to be unloaded and stuff. It's very cool. It's very cool stuff. Anyways, alright, welcome to Hanging with Mangg. This is not just Mangg Plays Factorio. Yeah, so, this week on this channel, I have been uploading RimWorld, Rise of the Machines. That very well might finish this week. I think it's like 10 parts. I think so. And I've also been doing the randomizer one, Super Nintendo randomizer. So that's all well and good. That will not finish this week. I think that's like 14 parts or something. I mean, it takes a while to beat 4 games. Or 3 games, really. So, yeah, you know, there's that. So randomizer Let's Plays are cool, but they're all going to be fairly lengthy. Unless I just do 1 or 2 games. But, you know, if I do start throwing Factorio into the mix, that's lengthy. That's not quick to actually beat Factorio. If you're not a speedrunner or have a shit ton of experience. Best case scenario for an average person is like, I don't know, 7-8 hours, and that's like fast. I mean, that's like achievement fast. So, yeah, I mean, it's not quick. If I really, like, tried at this point and just pushed it as everything as quickly as possible, maybe I could do the 15-hour achievement. I've only beaten the game once, so, you know, even that would be a little iffy. But, it's theoretically possible. But throw in the fucking randomizer and stuff. And then who knows? I mean, you know. Well, I get it depends on what I pair it with, because, like, the research randomized, you know, you might just end up getting a lot of free, nice research if, in your other game, like Super Metroid. And so then that saves you a lot of time if you just get some key researches and things like that. You can skip some steps. I mean, if you get, like, yeah, I mean, most of it sort of just builds off each other, so it's hard to... There's not, like, one thing you could get that would just solve all your problems. Because I feel like you could get Personal Roboport, but you wouldn't have robotics, so it would be kind of useless. You could just get robotics, but then not have, like, construction robots. You know, like, that all kind of builds off of each other. So, I don't know. I don't think there's any, like, key research. But you could get a lot of free research if you just play Factorio Super Metroid or something. And then, you know, if I just do Factorio and I research some key things for Super Metroid, like Speed Booster or something like that, I mean, I don't know, maybe, but still, yeah, it's not. It's not going to be quick, no matter what way you cut it. Anywho, that's all exciting stuff to come. It's really hard for me to say if this is fast in any sense. I like looking over and watching it, but that's about it. Anyways. So that's what's happening this week on this channel. And so there's nothing new coming up this week, I'm almost certain. But next week, once RimWorld finishes, I'm going to start uploading my Factorio Let's Play, Strike While the Iron's Hot. Basically, I just want to determine if people are interested in watching me play Factorio in any fashion. Because if there's no interest, then I don't want to record anymore. But if there is interest, I do want to record more while I'm still really into it right now. So, we want to just kind of get that Let's Play out there. And then, yeah, other things. It's October. We really should do something spooky. I thought I saw a game, hold on. I thought I saw a game on Steam recently released. That was horror themed, but was like an adventure point and click game or so. I mean, there was potential. This was probably like, I mean, I lose all track of time lately, so who knows when this actually was when I saw this. Oh God. Oh, okay, don't look. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't this. No, it definitely wasn't any of these porn games. No, no. No, none of that. Really? Am I just losing my mind? Was it that long ago that I saw this? Okay, hold on. Jesus, browsing new releases is just a nightmare nowadays. Come on. This? No, this is overwhelmingly positive. What the hell is this? It looks pretty cool. Proteus. It's like a cool looking boomer shooter. I'd have to check that out. Still have not found what I was looking for. There was Return to Monkey Island, which is apparently getting good reviews. That's cool. This overwhelmingly positive bullet hell roguelite game. Interesting. No, there's no way that it was this long ago that I saw this. I could have sworn it was like 3 days ago. Maybe it got removed. Or maybe I really don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe if I search point and click adventure games or something, it'll come up. It looked really like classic, like, um, like old school Sierra kind of point and click adventure game, but who had like a horror theme. Damn it! Hold on. Point and click. And no, I'm not just thinking of Return to Monkey Island. Okay, apparently it's not here. Apparently I have made this up. It's crazy. Yeah, I can't believe I hallucinated this or got removed from. I don't know. Wait a minute. This is it. This is it right here. The excavation of Hobbs Barrow. This is it. It's a folk horror narrative driven adventure. Explore the isolated moors of rural Victorian England as you uncover the mysteries of Hobbs Barrow. And it's got just a really nice, like, old school graphical style with animations and stuff. And this says it's short. It's like 5 hours long. This is perfect. It's got great reviews. Excellent point and click adventure. It's not just an homage to British folk horror, it's a solid entry into the genre. Thrilling, creepy story. One of the best Lovecraftian stories I've experienced. We're doing it. We're going to do this. Probably not as a stream. 5 hours is a little long for one stream. So it'll probably just be a Let's Play as usual. But I think, yes, after we finish the Super Nintendo randomizer stuff, we'll do the excavation of Hobbs Barrow. And I know there's like loads of other games that I could do and, new games and blah, 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 but that's what I'm doing, damn it. Anyways, so that's what's all going on this channel. Just same old, same old. Over on the Exploring series, I released a video on... it was something. It was a video on something 7,000. It wasn't the Neon God. There's no way. What did I do after the Neon God? Maybe it was the Neon God. No way. That was weeks ago. Come on. Oh my God, there was there was something else. No, I did something else. Let me just Google exploring the SCP Foundation. They'll tell me. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, yes. The class of the Grand Symphony of 1976. That's what I did last week. So that was good. That was the one that became a non-video, essentially, because of my addiction to Factorio. But that's okay. And then this week, I was working on a video about the Rainbow Serpent, SCP-6004, which ended up being pretty damn long as well, like an hour and a half or so. And as I was getting near to the end of writing the script, and I was just like, I was already sort of late on finishing the script, and everything was just late and slow and just dragging. I was like, fuck it, we're just going to divide this into 2 videos. And so I just went to like the middle point of the script I had, and I'm like, all right, there you go. That's the end of part 1. And there you have it. So, that one, the whole thing is almost done, which means I'm basically just giving myself a few days off. Which was good because I also did a Lovecraftian audiobook of The Color Out of Space, which was nice. And, I just like reading Lovecraft. I just like narrating it. It's an enjoyable thing most of the time. Well, I sort of have to force myself to do it. But once I'm actually going and I'm narrating, it's like, this is good. I like this. It's only not good when he really gets into that fucking just like word soup. And it's like, he uses words that I've never heard in my entire life. And it's like, I can't just look, I can't just read this and pronounce it without looking it up because otherwise it'll... But the chances of someone calling me out on like the correct pronunciation of Nefandus or something is just very slim. But no, I gotta look it up. Every time I do a Lovecraft story like that, I just learn multiple new words that haven't been used by anybody in 100 years. But, yeah, you know, it's always good. So, I want to do, you know, I'm doing one other Lovecraft story for October. And I'm debating about what exactly I want to do. Originally, I thought maybe Dunwich Horror. But the problem with me doing Dunwich Horror this month is that the setting is essentially the same as Color Out of Space. You know, it's like outside of Arkham, rural setting, like, you know, farmers, and, you know, things like that. Like, it's a sort of basically the same setting and just a different horror. And Dunwich Horror is great. I love it. I definitely want to do it, but I don't know if I want to do it right after Color Out of Space. So then I thought maybe Shadow Out of Time, which is another good one. Very different from the Color Out of Space. But the problem with Shadow Out of Time is it's not really... I mean, this is a video that's going to be released most likely on Halloween. It's not really a Halloween kind of story, you know? It's more science fiction than anything. So I don't know. And then I thought, well, you know what I wanted to do for a while now is actually redo the Call of Cthulhu. Because I did Call of Cthulhu ages ago. And I feel by my current standards, that one is pretty shit. Like, I think I've definitely come a ways since I did that in my narration and stuff. So I really want to redo it. And I'm worried that it'll just kind of bum people out that it's not a new one. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could poll people. I tend to like to surprise people with stuff like that, but I don't know. I could do a poll. It's hard to say. Hard to say. And then I know that people have been asking for me to do like another creepypasta. Because I did the Psychosis story. And I really like that story, and I'm really pleased with that video and everything. And there is a follow-up to it called, like, The Asylum or something. But it's way more dialogue involved. And the reason I picked Psychosis in the first place was because it had no dialogue. And I really liked that. But once you get heavy into dialogue, especially with, like, female characters, I think my reading sort of falls apart. So I don't know. I have to look more into different creepypastas to see if I want to do anything, but I really don't want to do too much in October. This is my favorite month of the year, and I really don't want to make it my constant busiest month of the year. Let that be November or December or something. And so it's unfortunate, like, October is horror month, and I am mainly a horror channel. So it's sort of destined to be my busy month, but damn it, I don't want that. I just want to chill and watch horror movies. So yeah, regardless, Rainbow Serpent Part 1 is tomorrow. It's about 40 minutes or so. Part 2 will be next week. A bit longer. Maybe 50 minutes or something. That's that. That is that. I don't know. It's like hard to measure how effective this mining thing is. This has got 1.5, 1,500 copper ore in here, 1,600 copper ore in a span of time. But I don't know. Like, say I had 3 of these going, would that be better than 12 drills? I don't know. Maybe. But you could fit more than 12 drills here. You could fit probably, I don't know, 20? 18 maybe? I don't know. The overlap's kind of annoying. So each one of these is 1 ore every 2 seconds. So 3 of them is 3 ore. No, yeah, 3 ore every 2 seconds. 6 of them is 6 ore every 2 seconds, or 3 ore per second. 6 of them is 3 ore per second. I said this was what, 4 ore per second? So it would take 8 of these to match this? Am I understanding that correctly? But I feel like this takes up more space than 8 of these. I don't know. It's hard to say. Regardless, that's a problem for another time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a whole lot else to talk about. I mean, I've just been working and playing Factorio, and that's about it. I thought about maybe getting a Steam Deck, but they're still not, like, readily available to just order and receive. They're still back-ordered. And I was like, oh, I could use it to play Factorio away from my computer desk. Wherever that may happen to be. But then, you know, hearing from Lego, it's like, he doesn't know any of the hotkeys and stuff. So, like, for a game like this that... I don't know, I really wouldn't want to play it with, like, a controller setup or anything like that. Everything would just be a lot slower. Like, he can't even drop individual items and stuff. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Steam Deck doesn't really... In my younger days, I would have been first in line to pre-order something like that. You know, it's just a big new gadget that everyone's talking about. Like, I would have been all over that shit. But now I'm older and wiser. Not really, but I know at least what sort of gadgets I'll use at least a little bit and what I won't use at all. And any sort of mobile gadget just does not appeal to me. My Switch has never once been used, like, off the dock. I don't game anything on my phone. I mean, what else would there be? You know, I have bought, like, one of those little emulation handhelds, like the Anbernic things that just run Game Boy Advance games and stuff like that. And it's cool, and when I got it, like, I just sat there and played through Metroid Fusion, I think, using that device, even though I could have just played on my TV or whatever. But then after that, it's just like, okay, in a drawer, and that's the end of it. I don't go anywhere, I don't need any of that stuff, so Steam Deck really has no appeal to me. Yeah. Durden will be happy to hear, though, that I do have the gaming throne set up again. It I'm not in it currently. It's not going to be used nearly as much as it was the first month I had it. It's not going to be used for like recording or streaming or anything like that. Basically, I realized that I really like it, but I don't like it being my permanent desk or anything like that. I still like having a normal desk that I can always just return to whenever I feel like it. But the throne is good for just the occasional bouts of gaming where you just want to like recline and just be enveloped in a game. So I have it set up with a spare computer, and yeah, I will use it occasionally, because why not? It's pretty cool. I think that's probably about all there is to discuss. Oh, I did think of another horror movie recommendation, too. It's another Asian horror, of course. I haven't even seen that many Asian horror films, but I only really watch them if they're highly recommended and like highly talked about and stuff. So the ones that I do watch, I tend to like. Asian horror, for a long time I was really against it just because of how slow and plodding it is, and just like, oh god, get to the point. Maybe that was just when I was like younger or something. Maybe that's how I felt. But I think there's definitely been more Asian horror films that are similar to American horror films as far as pacing and things. But like, yeah, I remember years back I watched Audition, because that was this critically acclaimed horror film, and it's like, oh god, I just really strongly disliked it. It was just so slow, and it was like, it was just not a good horror film for your average like 14, 15-year-old horror fan. You know, it was just like way too slow, and there is like, I mean, it is pretty messed up, but I don't know. Anyway, and I think I saw something, some other Japanese horror movie or something like that that was similar, and it was just like, all right, I don't care for Asian horror. But anyways, what I was going to recommend was Gonjam Haunted Asylum. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but haunted. If you search Haunted Asylum, you'll see it's a South Korean found footage horror film. It's sort of a remake of, no, it's not a remake of Grave Encounters, but it's very similar to Grave Encounters. And I love Grave Encounters just for how, I don't know, it's just, there's something about Grave Encounters that I just really enjoy. Only the first one, I did not care for the sequel at all. But I watch Grave Encounters probably every year because it's just, one of those found footage movies with just memorable, enjoyable characters and stuff like that and things like that. But Gonjam is actually like scary, Like, it's a pretty freaky horror movie. As far as found footage horror goes, very, very good. Very different than Noroi. Completely different style of film. Gonjam is much more like Americanized in the way it's done, but really good. And then while I was just thinking about this, oh yeah, there was another one. What the hell was that? Oh yeah, Hell House is another one. Hell House LLC. That's another found footage horror movie that I watch basically every year. I think the ending sort of, like, they just did not have a good idea for an ending to that movie. But most of that is really enjoyable found footage horror as well. Like, definitely some very creepy stuff. And then they made a shitty sequel, of course, and apparently they made another sequel I didn't even see. Um, it was apparently even worse. My God. That was really just like a fluke then. The first one was really just a fluke. Oh yeah, I have not watched any horror movies yet between yesterday and today, but I'm very excited to dive in. I actually am going to watch, or I'm going to start to watch. We'll see how well they actually turn out. But there's a series on Prime Video called the Welcome to the Bloomhouse collection. This is like from 2020 and 2021. Apparently, I missed out on all of these. All of them are reviewed basically middling. They're all like 40 to 60% in the reviews. But that's basically where horror tends to exist anyways, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, I mean, Blumhouse films in general, they're sort of like the Kraft mac and cheese of horror movies. You know, it's just like, you can obviously get way better than this, but most of the time it's just satisfying. Like, there are very few, like, amazing Blumhouse horror films. Insidious is really good, of course. Sinister is really good. The Bay is one of the best horror movies ever, in my opinion. Oculus. But that's like, it doesn't even matter if it's related to Blumhouse at all. That's really just Mike Flanagan doing his fucking thing. Oh, The Town That Dreaded Sundown was actually really interesting. I don't know how amazing that movie is, but I really thought it was an interesting plot. As both like a remake of the 1976 film, which was, you know, based on, it's really an interesting plot. And I don't know how long I want to just sit here and go into it. I'm sure I've talked about this before, but in 1946, there was some murders in Texarkana, like Arkansas and Texas and stuff, whatever. It crosses over between there. And so this serial killer went on this like killing spree, killing 5 people. And then in 1976, 30 years later, they made a movie, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. And it's basically meant to be just like based on the true story of these murders. Like, the film is set in Texarkana, and it just is like a depiction of the murders, sort of. I mean, it's a little fast and loose and stuff like that. But then, The Town That Dreaded Sundown remake, or whatever, in 2014, that takes place, like, also in Texarkana, but it takes place as sort of a meta sequel. Like, they acknowledge the murders from 46, but they also acknowledge the film from 1976 and how that sort of impacted things. And then now there's another like copycat killer going on now that's like inspired, you know, doing this because of the murders and the other movie. Like, it's really just interesting plot that you don't see too often. So it's sort of a remake, sort of a sequel, and sort of just like a commentary on the whole debacle. But anyways, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, right. Yeah, Bloomhouse. Um, yeah, I don't know. So not too many. I went for a while. At one point, I just went down and I watched every single Bloomhouse horror film that they've put out. And yeah, most of it's not too great. Ouija Origin of Evil, again, is good. And that's because it's Mike Flanagan. That's pretty much it. Oh, they did Get Out, apparently. So that was pretty good. But again, it's like, how much are they really involved in the creation of these films? Unfriended Dark Web, the sequel to Unfriended, I thought was pretty cool. Yeah, I guess they do a lot of shit, but regardless, there's, it's just an anthology collection that are not really connected in any way, but they're all decently reviewed, so I'll check them out. Anyways, oh, this has been going on this whole time. I didn't pause. Oh well. So yeah, I think that's it. So check out Rainbow Serpent Part 1 tomorrow. Check out the reading of Color Out of Space if you've not already watched that or listened to it. We've got more RimWorld coming this week, more Super Nintendo randomizers, probably some more Factorio with Lego next Saturday. Would I ever create my own SCP story like a one-word thing? I'm not really sure what that means, a one-word thing. But, no, probably not. I'm not really a writer. I don't really have any ideas. I don't really, yeah, it's just, I can talk about it, I can understand it, but I can't create it. It's like a movie critic. Like, you wouldn't put them in charge of a film necessarily. It's a different skill set. And I just don't really have it. And I don't really have much interest in having it. I think people, I think you should write or create or whatever you have an urge to do. I have no urges to write an SCP or any other sort of fiction. I am content with my job as it is. All right. Anyways, yeah, so check out all that stuff. Should be a good, fun week. It's October. It's always good. And that'll be that. So my name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg. I'll see you fine folks next week.